Hey Sagittarius, how are you doing? My name is Sarah, and this is my channel, Aries Warrior Queen Astrology. I'm doing a general tarot card reading for mid-March 2021. Wow, we're at mid-March already. It feels like it flew by yet again. We're coming off of the Pisces new moon on the 13th. That's a lot of like inner reflective, like spiritual energy. So like you might be getting a lot of downloads right now from the universe. I know I have been. Oh my God. And I've also had a lot of reflecting time. You know, I'd see where Pisces lies in your chart, like what house it is in, and see what that means, like what area of life you were reflecting on, especially for that new moon. All right. Ooh, I'm a Sag rising, so, and my mom's a Sag, like my daughters are Sag, like I'm surrounded by Sages. Oh, please remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Ooh, we also have the spring equinox coming up on March 20th. I know I said it in March reading for anyone who watched those. Happy astrological new year. I know they like technically call it something else, but I'm calling it that because I feel like it. So, all right, let's get into your reading. I'm doing the bulk of your reading with the Cosmic Tarot instead, and I'm going to be clarifying with the Rider-Waite. I'm going to do one more shuffle. All right, your core issue is the Two of Pentacles. Your past feelings and attitudes about the issue, you have the Tower. Okay. Your past actions, you have the Star. Universe advice for the present, you have the Hermit. Present feelings and ideas, you have the Four of Pentacles. Where the situation is heading, you have the Prince of Swords. So that's the Page of Swords. Oh, jeez. Universe advice for the future, you have the Seven of Cups. All right, let's pull you two overarching energies. You have the Five of Cups. And you have the Tower again. Wow. Okay, so you have the Tower twice. Okay, so core issue here is the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're trying to do too many things at once right now. Like you want to focus on one part of your life heavily, but another part of your life is pulling you in another direction and possibly even another. I feel like that's what's happening for you. I think one of these is what you really, truly want to be doing with your life. But you have a lot of stuff in the background that you've been like interested in, or like maybe this is you being like you're emotionally invested in some of these other things. Like there are people there that you have like relationships with that maybe you're afraid of losing by not being in all these places at once. I also feel like maybe you're giving too much in too many areas of your life. You're spreading yourself way too thin right now. Past feelings and attitudes about the issue, you have the Tower. Okay, so this is Mars energy. Right now we have Mars and Gemini. I feel like you wanted one of these to crumble. Like one of these obligations that you have or things that you are still working at because you feel like you're obligated to. I feel like you were hoping that it would just kind of fall away on its own, but it hasn't. I think you have to create the tower for yourself, possibly, by letting go of one of these things. Now, this may resonate for some of you, and it may not for others. Your past actions, you have the Star. So I feel like this is inner healing for you. Like you were healing inside, but with yourself spread so thin, how can you heal anything? You know, for some of you, I also feel like this was a wish that you made, that you were waiting for it to come true. Universe advice for the present, you have the Hermit. Okay, so this denotes going within to get greater wisdom to get to this star. To get here. See the star? He has to go within to find the wisdom within. You know, work out something. Maybe you've been too busy lately to even like let your mind rest enough to be able to go inward and kind of like do the introspection. Maybe you've just been too busy, but that's what leads you to the star. Present feelings and ideas, you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is you kind of pulling yourself back from some of these, it's like obligations that you have, and kind of giving yourself more energy and more attention, and maybe putting more attention more towards something that what you really want, you know, on the other side of that tower. Where the situation is heading, you have the Prince of Swords. So this is the Page of Swords. I think you're like, I feel like you want to go in and communicate exactly how you want things to go. It's just things will change for you, and maybe you've gotten comfortable in juggling so much. We can get comfortable in basically anything if we do something long enough. You know, anything can become familiar, like overworking yourself. That can become familiar. I am totally guilty of that myself. I have done the same thing. I worked like 60-hour weeks for like 2 years. I worked 6 days a week. I had like 4 days off a month for 3 years straight. It was insanity. But I was making someone else's vision more important than my own. And I feel like that's something that you're doing here by holding on to all these other things you're juggling. Like all these other obligations that you have. Universe advice for the future is the Seven of Cups. So basically, this is just you seeing how many options you have and trying not to get clouded in like letting your head spin with all these options, because when you go within and you look for the clarity, like you'll know which way is the way you should be going. And in your overarching energy, you have the Tower again. So you might have to be the catalyst in something falling away in your life instead of waiting for it to fall away on its own. With the amount of options that you do have, I don't think you need to be fearful of there not being something after what you're willing to let go of, especially if you've spread yourself thin doing so many things. Just choosing one and letting go of the guilt around walking away from the other things. You also have the Five of Cups. You know, so you're only looking at what you're going to lose and not seeing what you'll gain by turning around. If he turned around, he'd also see that there's a bridge behind him and it leads to like a little village. So it's just, turning your back to being afraid to pick something, basically. All right, I'm going to pull you a Spirit Animal Oracle card to end the reading. You have the Beaver Spirit. Lay a solid foundation. It's where Cancer had the same card. You're getting through the tower. The tower doesn't have to be so scary. How solid of a foundation can you have with yourself spread so thin that your energy is so scattered? Like, you'd see more results if you were able to focus on one thing instead of so many things. I know, like I said, I'm a Sag rising, so like my energy can feel a little bit scattered at times, and I have so many interests, it's insane. But it's focus, like going inward and getting the clarity about which one is the right one and like your purpose. You'll be okay with this tower. You will. We all get through the tower. Tower is a growth point. Right? It's shaking things up. Probably something that you want to do anyways. It's just the fear holds you back. Like that little voice that's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. This is what's going to happen. Yeah. Our memories are the things that want to shape our future. But if we want to create something different than what we've already experienced, we have to start from a place of not knowing. All right, Sagittarius, this was an awesome reading. There is so much growth potential here. I think you're going to have an awesome rest of the month. A fellow fire sign is in Gemini right now, so that energy can also feel a little bit scattered. I know I've been feeling the same way. Like striking up a balance can be tough, but just remember to ground yourself if you can, like out in nature. I breathe with my eyes closed, and I imagine that I'm breathing through my heart, and that also helps calm, and ground you and center you. Just a little FYI. For all of those who made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the likes, the shares, the subscribes. They mean more to me than you can ever know. I'll be back for our April readings, which are coming up so soon, especially with time being sped up. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to be coming out with a new type of reading. It is a surprise, so you're just going to have to tune in to watch and see what happens. All right, Sagittarius. I'll see you later.